How are allegations against Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain being portrayed in the mainstream media? We're pleased to be joined again by Brent Bozell. He is the founder and president of the Media Research Center, which tracks liberal media bias. Welcome to Newsmax again, Brent.
Hi, how you doing?
The long political story that got this whole thing going doesn't name a single source for an accuser, using only the term sources. What do you say to that?
Well, it's not just that there isn't a single source, but you don't know what the allegation is. Sexual harassment is the broadest of broad accusations. It could be something that is quite serious. It could be something that's next to meaningless. You just don't know. Is it enough to warrant blanket national news coverage that would derail a presidential candidacy? If they can't give you the details of it, I'm highly, highly suspicious.
Could this be another Clarence Thomas style smear from the left?
I've said exactly that. And as a matter of fact, Herman Cain, ironically, predicted and made that this exact same thing would happen. Look, the one thing the left cannot bear is an uppity, conservative black man leaving the liberal plantation. They cannot stand that. They look on him with contempt, just like they looked on Clarence Thomas with sheer contempt, and to this day still do, although he is probably one of the wisest jurists we've ever had. There will never be respect for Clarence Thomas, and there's never going to be respect for Herman Cain because they left the plantation.
Rush Limbaugh says the mainstream media are using the ugliest racial stereotypes they can to attack a black conservative. Do you agree with Rush?
Well, yeah, why not? Why not, if you really want to damage him, why not play into that stereotype? A black corporate executive. Good knows, only Lord knows what he would use his power to do in the office place. Is there a stereotype going on? Yeah, there is a stereotype going on. Again, do you have the sources? Put them up or shut up. Do you have the evidence? Read the story carefully, and you'll see Politico claimed it has talked to many people. It doesn't say anybody backed up any allegation. It just says they talked to a lot of people.
Now, Cain has already used the term smear, as you noted. Is there anything he should say regarding the alleged payoffs to these accusers?
No, because, look, we all know the real world, and we know that in the real world, very often, corporate America will settle and give something just to have the problem go away. When you think of a 5-figure settlement, that's not a very high settlement. That to me doesn't scream big problem. That to me says go away problem.
In your opinion, will these allegations have any long-term effect on Cain's presidential bid, or is this a story that will blow over in a few days?
Well, it could go one of three directions. It could blow over. It could undo his candidacy, or in fact, it could backfire on his accusers and propel him forward. Time's going to tell.
Mike Huckabee says he believes the story was leaked to Politico by one of Cain's political rivals. Do you think that's likely?
There's no question it was leaked to Politico by somebody wanting to hurt Herman Cain. And that's going to mean somebody from the political camp, no telling which party.
And finally, Politico says the Cain camp has known about the story for 10 days but failed to respond. Do you agree that his advisors have let Herman Cain down in their handling of the matter?
No, as I told Politico myself in an interview, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. If they do respond, if he had responded, all he would do is give oxygen to the story, and his words would be used against him. If he doesn't give a response, then his silence suggests that somehow he's guilty. He can't win this one in their eyes.
Brent, what will you be looking for in the coming days as far as media coverage of this issue goes?
Well, I think in the coming days, what you're going to see is either hard evidence of serious wrongdoing, in which case it'll be a major media story, and deservedly so, or you're going to see a lot of coverage over a continuing nothingness because there's nothing there yet, or it's just going to go away. But I think my guess is that it's going to be the media are going to try to keep this thing alive as long as they can, and I think if there isn't strong evidence, I think this is going to backfire against them.
Are the media afraid of Herman Cain?
I think the media are afraid of any black conservative by rule. So you see whether it is a Walter Williams or a Thomas Sowell on the intellectual side, if it is a Clarence Thomas as a jurist, if it's a Herman Cain as a politician, if you're black and you're conservative, then you are the worst of the worst.
Brent Bozell, as always, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.